CHGO, first time ever Bears After Dark, powered by PointsBet. Good damn evening to you. Use that code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Words cannot express how excited I am to be here with Carmi. What's up? Give me a fist. Give me the fist. We're fisting. Braggs. You look so good over there. I can't even handle it. This set is just so adorable. And look, from his palatial estate, getting ready to go out for is it your anniversary or is it a birthday dinner tonight? Adam Hogue with his voice is back and it sounds like 98%. What's up, Adam?
Yeah, we're doing well, guys. I sound like myself again. We had to do a do-over for Sunday so Sunday was my wife's birthday. We talked about that in the pre and post game. But, like, it's Bears game day. It's week 1. I get home. I can't even sing happy birthday at that point. We had, like, some cupcakes. So we're doing a redo tonight. We just had a nice chocolate cake with some candles on it. I was able to sing this time. We're going to go out to dinner. So, guys, I'm really looking forward to this. The graphics look awesome. In future weeks, I'm looking forward to joining you guys during the actual Thursday night game. And I don't know. I'm going to do my best Peyton and Eli impression, I guess. But tonight we did roll a little bit early.
Yeah, we got to take care of the family. Number one, happy birthday to Krista from all of us here. Absolutely. And this show is a little more informal, if you will. So if you're getting in the chat, we're going to be talking to you like philosophy. Thank you for being our first one tonight. The After Dark chat. That's exactly right. Carmi V's always, she's tweeting out it's going to get weird in here tonight. So
where's your beverages? Weird. What's going on here? I brought a beer to the party. You guys are just hanging out
some
there.
of us are.
I mean, I got my diet. I've got 2 beverages.
I
got
have
water
no
and Diet
drink.
Coke.
Red Solo Cup. Okay, it's got water in it.
You got some mystery. No,
where are you going to eat, Adam?
Keep some mystery.
What are you eating if you don't want to give away your location?
We're doing some sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah. I don't necessarily want to give away my location, but nice little sushi restaurant in Libertyville, which pretty much gives it away. So,
there's only one good one.
Sushi, I love it, but when you on your way back home, you got to stop at Mickey D's so you can actually feel full. There's no getting full eating sushi.
Yes,
why do you think we did the chocolate cake before dinner?
I like it. Eat dessert first, though. Life's uncertain. That's what my dad always says. Life's uncertain. Eat dessert first.
That's a great
some
dad.
Edamame,
he's the best.
Sushi. Kill it.
Straight elite parenting. All right, we're hanging out, so this is a lot to cover here. Hogue's got to go though, so we got to get a little news here because you were at Bears camp today or whatever Bears practice today. Camp is over, Carm. Biggest news coming out today was Velus, right? To look like he was coming back, but not going to play against Green Bay. Is that what happened today out at good old Hallis Hall, Adam?
Well, first of all, the most important conversation that happened was a big conversation with Cole Kmet about what's going to happen in tomorrow night's Carmel St. Viator football game. So let's set the lead and what's important first and foremost there. We had a nice long discussion about that. So Velus Jones Jr. not practicing the day after returning to practice in a limited fashion and then talking after practice like, yeah, I'm hoping I'm playing Sunday, which you wouldn't think he'd be doing if he got hurt in that practice or re-aggravated something. So I don't know if this was just precautionary or if it was just planned this way. This is the downside of the head coach not talking on Thursdays, which is just the thing we have to live with these days. But Matt Eberflus, I guess if he did talk, it would have been before practice anyway. So we're just going to have to wait till tomorrow to not only hear what Flus has to say, which is probably not much because he says nothing about injuries, I mean, he gives John Fox a run for his money with the injury conversation.
I feel like he's like a hockey, like, you know how hockey is upper body, lower body? Like, that's basically what Eberflus subscribes to.
He is straight painful with the injuries. And by the way, you're giving away nothing. Like, yeah, I'll get to that on Wednesday. And then he sort of gives some other stuff away a little bit. Like, he'll give information about, you know, there was some. I'm not remembering.
Meanwhile,
exactly.
Jerry Jones is giving Dak Prescott updates as soon as the game is over.
I absolutely hate what Jerry's doing to Dak right now. That's a whole other conversation, but that is.
Also, this is a whole different thing. But like the Packers for years have been loose with this stuff. The reporters up there in Green Bay can report mid-practice who's practicing, who's not practicing. Doesn't seem to be costing them any wins and losses.
Well, maybe it's there's a potential for rain on Sunday. So if there was rain, you're not going to bring a guy back on a hamstring on a day like that. Similar, George Kittle, 49ers obviously didn't want to risk that. So maybe that had something to do with it. And, as you mentioned on Twitter with Lucas Patrick and how Eberflus likes to do the ramp up with these guys when they're hurt, maybe there's going to be a bit of a ramp up, strategy when Velus does eventually return.
I kind of get it both ways though, because a lot of times like these coaches are preparing for everything and you want to force the opponents to prepare for everything. It's not necessarily like giving everything away, but like you want to make the opposition work harder than they have to. So I feel like by not disclosing this kind of stuff, you leave the air of mystery there. And so they say, hey, listen, all right, we're going to have to figure it out.
Game time decision.
Future NFL reporter, NFL.com. Like, just already just like, no. Which side are you on? We want
I get it. It's great. I see both sides of it. I'm just trying to be the person
Mark
is
hates
objective.
both sides.
Yeah,
I know. I'm sorry. That's my job. I'm a journalist.
All due respect, I don't think Joe Barry, the Packers defense coordinator, is losing a whole lot of sleep over whether or not Velus Jones Jr. is practicing.
No,
Well, he should be, Adam. He's a player.
The one guy who would be, in my opinion, I don't know if he's losing sleep, but he's at least checking the injury report every day, would be Rich Bisaccia, the special teams coordinator. Because that's where I think Velus Jones Jr. can make an impact whenever he does return, which is in the return game. So that's where I think it matters. And I think regardless, whenever he comes back, whether it's this week, next week, he's going to be on a little bit of a pitch count. He's a rookie. He really hasn't practiced enough. So it's going to be a kind of a slow process.
I think it's already kind of the plan, though, for him to kind of ease into the offense as like a gadget player. With his speed, his limited route, experience.
When he gets up to speed, he could be amazing for the Bears.
Yes.
Early contributions on special teams would be sweet, and one flash play on offense a week would be amazing too. But Hogue looks concerned right now. Listen, he's got a hamstring injury. It's a long season.
Yep.
I'm not a doctor, but there's no need to rush him out there in week 2. We got a ways to go here. So
fine.
And hamstrings are.
This is the Super Bowl, Packer week.
That's
Come on.
That's right.
It's the biggest game of the year.
It is. It does have a big feel to it, but it also has a feel of we have nothing to lose. I will be just as excited going into our amazing tailgate coming up a week from Sunday, 8 a.m. I've already been there. Bragg slacking. Going for 2-1 against Lovey is fine. This is to me it is a no lose Sunday, man.
Yep. House money.
It's house money.
Yep.
The worst case scenario, we're 1-1. Hogue, how do they beat the Packers before you go? I know we got a huge pregame show coming up on Sunday, but I know you want to go to dinner. Give us a hot Adam Hogue how to beat the Packers take.
I just think that, and I don't want to give my prediction away. I want to save that for the pregame show Sunday, obviously. Look, I think that they continue to do what they did Sunday with how hard they played. I think that Luke Getsy will have some tricks up his sleeves. I don't mean necessarily trick plays, just schemes that he knows will work against his Packer defense. He knows the personnel very, very well. And then it's really up to the quarterback to execute in those big moments, right? But I think and then on the other side of the ball, really, it's the defense. We've seen these matchups before. Just don't give up the big play. Like, it's just every time they play the Packers, I feel like the defense usually plays pretty well. And then there's just like, oh, they forgot to cover that one guy that one time, and there goes a 45-yard touchdown. Like, that's what Aaron Rodgers does. So avoid those big plays. Just don't let that happen. I have concerns about this Packer offense. I do.
So does Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does.
And it's not just his lack of receivers, guys. They lost Getsy. They lost Nathaniel Hackett. He might not know how to call timeouts or when to kick a field goal and all that, but he used to be a pretty good offense coordinator for them. So, like, there's new coaches in there. There's an adjustment period going on, even if Matt LaFleur is still, the main guy with the offense. And I think this game coming in week 2 is a good thing for the Bears with their newness, their new schemes, and the familiarity the Bears have going up against Packers. I think it's a good time to play this game. If they're playing this game in October, might not look at it the same way, but it's still early enough in the season.
Although I will say, Aaron's quarterback's coach is someone that was with the team. It's Tom Clements.
Yeah.
So he was with the team for 11 seasons or something before. So it's still very familiar. But at the same time, it's not necessarily the same game as it was when, in the same offense under LaFleur, all that kind of stuff.
Well, and those two are having moments on the sidelines, though. I'm sure that's fine, and that's all the spirit of competition. But
for sure.
You wanted to kill him last Sunday along with everybody else on that team, which was kind of fun to watch. All right, Adam, go have dinner.
Sushi.
Sushi. McDonald's on the way home. Wow.
I'm ready to go, guys.
Holy.
Can you turn that right or left? Let's see.
Yeah.
It's a good look. I figured it was, but I just needed to see it for full confirmation.
I'm ready for Sunday. I'm ready. It's kind of hard to talk about microphone.
Wear that on the post-game show on Sunday. That's the look.
Sunday's going to be a ton. Yes, go ahead. Ton of fun.
This game tonight is going to be awesome, too.
Who are you picking tonight?
I'm picking the Chiefs until they prove me wrong. I just think they're the best team in the division. I think people are just not giving them enough credit for getting Patrick Mahomes is still there. But I'm going over everything. Give me over points. Give me over. I teased up Mahomes' passing yards to 300. I teased up Justin Herbert's passing yards to 300. And I hope it's one of those games. I just hope it's like offense all night.
I feel like it's going to be.
That's a great segue.
They're showing Khalil Mack right now.
Right. We might want to fire them off because it's about kickoff.
Yeah.
Right?
And we got live betting too. Hey, Adam, love you, brother.
Guys.
See you Sunday.
All right, have a good show.
Happy birthday to your wife.
It goes hug off to the old birthday. I think this is a good time to mention our who's powering us tonight, which is PointsBet, which is bringing you a better way to bet live on games, which maybe Braggs, you getting involved tonight? I don't know what your gambling habits are, but I would love to see.
Still learning.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, they're about to get going here, so you can lay something before, but you can also live some live same-game parlays, bet on the next drive to be a touchdown. You can do lots of things with PointsBet, including, make a second-half overbet. Do a million different things. PointsBet, you have more access to live football markets than ever before. And, it's just it makes the game a little bit more fun. Choose the outcome in the next drive, next points. PointsBet lightning bets. On the move, on the couch, headed to have sushi, whatever's going on, hanging out with Bears After Dark. Do it live on PointsBet. Download that PointsBet app today. Sign up with CHGO. You get those two bets risk-free up to $2,000. If you or someone has a gambling problem.
Braggs is doing it right now on his phone.
1-800-GAMBLER. Let's just talk about Green Bay for a second before we move off of that, unless you guys want to give a prediction before this one starts. Actually, give me your predictions. What do you got, Chiefs Chargers, before we get going here on Amazon Prime for those who, if you're looking for the game and you can't find it, to watch it along with us?
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs. It's at Kansas City. That place is a madhouse. I got my good buddy Johnny B. He's always in the stands for these games.
Overrated.
And, I'm not doubting the Chiefs until they prove me wrong.
Arrowhead
Did you just call Johnny B overrated?
No, not Johnny B. But
you called Arrowhead overrated?
Hey man, Carmi, I was in KC from 2009 to 2011. Now that was a Todd Haley coach Chiefs team with a Matt Castle at quarterback. They made the playoffs.
Pretty impressive of Mahomes though last week to throw 5 touchdowns without Tyreek Hill. Kind of like
that's what Andy Reid does though. I know we were talking and this is going to be counterintuitive to what I'm about to say for my prediction, but I think nobody's talking about the Chiefs because there's been Chiefs fatigue, but like just because they lost Tyreek Hill, like now is when Andy Reid shines and he figures it out. And now Mahomes has all of these options and defenses have to prepare more than ever, I feel like, for these guys. I think it's very interesting.
He was just such a safety valve, you know.
Oh, for sure. Him and Kelsey. But like now it's just like
Kelsey was all over the field. Still, he ain't
he's
going
still
out.
Exactly. So I'm like, you still got that safety net. You don't need 2 safety nets if you're Patrick Mahomes, especially.
Sure.
That being said, I'm still riding hard for the Chargers.
Okay.
I love the Chargers. I did for
to win the game.
To win the game. I have them. I think that they could go all the way. I actually, in my Super Bowl predictions for Fox Sports, I picked them winning the Super Bowl over the Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings.
Yep. I actually really did it to make people's faces melt, but now after week 1, I've never felt more confident about this pick.
You are riding high right now.
Real quick, I want to read off these bets because it's still 0-0 on the first drive. So even if you missed the first, getting the bets in, you still live line it. We're basically at the same lines here. So these are the bets from our CHGO bets dailies, guys. And they just took 1 bet from tonight's game. They took 1 bet from the Sunday noon slate. They took 1 bet from the afternoon slate, and then they took 1 for the Sunday night game, Bears versus Packers. So these are Sean's after dark picks.
Love that.
He's got Eckler over 25 receiving yards.
Easy.
He parlayed the Steelers plus 1.5 and the under 42.5. I don't know who the Steelers play. He's got the Bengals first quarter money line. That wouldn't have hit last week. And he's got the Packers minus 9.5 on Sunday night.
Wow.
Kind of hate that.
Just leave it up there just for everybody. The Steelers are home with the Patriots. For those who don't know, whoever not paying attention to the schedule and you're just bearing it up, the Bengals are playing at Dallas. And, of course, playing the Packers right here. I like it. Hey, do you, dog.
So those are Sean's picks. Now we got Cody's picks. So he's got the under tonight.
Straight at Adam Hogue.
No, I'm hammering the over on this.
Hogue disagrees, and so does Carm. He's also parlaying Steelers. Wait, do they just have all the same picks? I guess so. Steelers plus 1.5, under 42.5. Bengals first quarter money line, and Packers minus 9.5. They ride a lot of the same stuff. That's Cody and Sean from CHGO Bets Daily. You could check out all their picks every day there, but just want to get those in quickly.
They do a fantastic job, and hey, follow along or go against them. That's the fun of it all. Damn it, let's live the dream. The Chiefs fatigue that you're dialing up, and so there's two things going on for me with Kansas City. Number one. Okay, I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is going to die without Tyreek Hill, but I do think at some moment in time, you don't just get rid of an elite player and have it mean nothing at the same time.
No, that's true. I mean, it's, again, like the hardest part, and I've talked to a lot of coaches about it, trying to scheme up a defense for this. Like, there's no defending Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. There's none, because they go completely off script, and they just had a feel for each other when they played together. So it was just insane.
It was the fuck it and chuck it.
It was exactly. It was. Can we say that?
I don't know.
This is after dark.
I just did.
It's
you guys are about to get me. All right.
I did it during the daytime the other day with CHGO Bulls when I was telling a story about Allen Iverson swearing at me back in the day, and deservedly so. I absolutely deserved all the profanity.
I'll dial back.
I just wondered how much of myself I had to hold back a little bit because I kind of have the mouth of a sailor.
Well, you did just call yourself a journalist, and a journalist.
I know.
So you're in a tough land of.
I am. Can
Carmi V chat? Can she still be a journalist if she swears?
If I swear,
on
let me know.
CHGO Bears After Dark. I think journalists swear all the time. I think
you'll love me even more for it.
Honestly, I use it too, like to make people more comfortable with me. Like when I'm in locker rooms and stuff, and I'm talking to players, like I swear all the time because I think that it makes me more approachable.
That's a great strategy.
Oh yeah.
I just got very excited about the way you plan your game. I want to be relatable to the players. Hey, look.
That's how I'm like. I don't, now I'm much older than these guys, which has been like a rude awakening for me. But it was, I try to make them feel comfortable with me, and
that age thing just keeps going. It's unbelievable.
It's not cool.
It's not. But
thanks,
hey,
I hate it.
But it's all ditto. But hey, it's just a number. We're all here.
That's true.
Can I ask you guys something that I'm interested in? I don't mean to go off script here, but
and then we're getting to my breaking news.
I apologize.
Right
I just wanted to get your guys' takes. the
if we
game
have a
tonight
script.
is on Amazon Prime
Yeah.
streaming, and
Yeah.
we know
Yes.
next year the NFL ticket is going to move off of DirecTV to
be
streaming
streaming.
services, whoever buys it out. I'm somebody that hates this.
Oh,
I
despise.
hate it.
Despise.
Live betting, it's going to change the game in live betting.
Yeah.
Streaming services are never reliable as far as lag time and, just
Good call.
They've
glitches
gotten
and
a
things like that.
lot better.
They have gotten a lot better, but and then the DVR aspect. And like, I'm a guy, and I know a lot of people are also like me that have like multiple TV setups in a certain room. How does that work? There's just so many questions. I don't like this streaming service thing. I'm old school.
Think about so NFL just launched their NFL Plus product, and that essentially takes care of the DVR aspect of this. They want you to subscribe to that so you can watch the games, rewatch the games on there. Follow the money. This is all very interconnected.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, but I'm embracing it. Don't be a boomer.
No, I hate it.
Don't be a boomer.
I hate it.
Like a baby boomer? Is that what you're calling it? Was that a boomer? Or
Yeah.
is that a bummer? I don't know.
You know that term.
I'm working on it, Carmi. If I
The fact that you don't know what a boomer is might mean you are a boomer.
I probably am a boomer. But
I
I'm
don't
not.
know how
I'm not
old you
quite
are,
a
Carm.
boomer.
How do you do, fellow
But,
kids?
Joey looks really uncomfortable with the fact that I didn't know what a boomer is. Does everybody know what
I'm
a
uncomfortable.
He thought it's boomer sooner.
This is getting weird. I'm really glad that we're fulfilling this promise already because you really have never heard that term.
I mean, maybe I've heard it, but I don't know if necessarily have a great definition of what it is.
Boy,
Brags, what is it?
It means you're old man river.
it
That's
means that
what
you resist technology. You do things because it's always been done.
That's okay. So I had it then. I had it. I'm there. Don't be a boomer.
Don't be a boomer.
Don't be a boomer. But,
Both of you, don't be a boomer when
but-
it comes to streaming. It's just this is what's happening. Embrace it. You have no choice.
Yeah, but I'm out here for the fans. I'm out here for those in the chat. I'm out here for Joey, young Joey.
Carm is definitely a boomer.
Thank you, philosophy. Look, that's fine. Get off my lawn. Look, I don't want you to have to. I don't love that you have to pay extra to watch the game. And I want that on your regular cable package for you.
Or have both options where it's available on streaming and still on DirecTV.
Yeah, right. Give me a bonus stream with some cool commentators or whatever that you want to hear. I get that and it's also weird to be like, Al
So
Michael.
do you like the Manning cast?
I do.
I do too.
Okay.
They're great.
Absolutely. So if I want,
That's something that's a lot more easily done on these streaming. That's on NFL
right.
Plus.
That's fine. But my boomer friend over there, Brags, is like, let me have both. Like if I want to pay for that so I can hang out with the Mannings on my stream, I can do that. Or if I want to go straight up and just get my normal TV look, Carmi, don't be disappointed with this take. It's gonna hurt my heart. We got to listen.
This is a healthy discussion. It's a healthy discussion. I'm just trying to bring y'all on.
I'm not looking forward to the day that every time I decide to watch a football game or any sporting event, I gotta pay out of pocket at that point at $5, $10, whatever it's gonna be. Like, that's where it feels like.
But
it's
that's the
headed.
thing is they know you will.
Right. They do. They absolutely
We got to
do.
rename
dirty
that
secret.
After Dark to the Antique Roadshow.
Right. Right.
I ended up on the Antiques
Right.
Roadshow.
I mean, yeah. Well, and that's listen. The only thing that we have left out here, getting weird texts here. That's fine. Are you full on CHGO now? Yes, I am full on
Chuggy.
CHGO now.
CHGO.
That's,
Oh,
that's-
CHGO?
That is
Is
correct.
that John
Not
Greenberg?
Is that not Chugi?
Shigo.
Joey knows what I'm talking about.
You know what I talked about yesterday, by the way, of what I love so much about CHGO is that we take the I out of Chicago. We are about
Love
the we.
that.
We are about team. We are about
I
you.
like
we take the I out, and that's what I'm. That's the
We
same
also
thing
took
with this.
the O out, and the A. So what is
We
that?
didn't take the O out.
Oh no, we didn't take the O.
We did take.
We took the A out. That's right. So,
I
Thank you for doing
I said
that.
earlier, the strength in the wolf is the pack, and the strength in the pack is the wolf.
Oh.
After
be a
dark.
football coach with this stuff.
Admit that was just a straight up and drop, and I lost my train of thought of where I was going here.
So we do have a super chat here, from a couple minutes ago from Tony Booth.
Ooh.
He's asking, what's your guys' take on Bart Scott's comments on the Bears? and
Speaking of
Justin
boomers.
Fields?
Take him down. Go ahead.
No, here's the thing,
Bart
though.
fart.
I don't know why we're still asking Bart Scott, Mike Martz, all of these guys questions about the league as in its current state, because in true boomer fashion, they want, the game that they play is completely different from the game that's going on now. And so I feel like they're very resistant to that. And then obviously like the rival, like I get it, like the rivalry, it's great, but I really don't know why we're putting any credence into what these guys are saying.
For those who missed it, he called the Bears barely a football
Barely
team.
a football team. Justin Fields can't do anything at quarterback. Like
It just beat a team that was in the NFC Championship last week.
Listen.
Here's my thoughts quickly. Hey, Bears fans, don't worry about what anyone's saying about the football team. Seriously, don't worry about Bart Scott. Don't worry about Mike Martz.
That's part of the Bears fans' DNA. They can't help it, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
they feed into this, and then they're like, "Why do they keep saying this about us?" Well, we feed into it because
and they get
we
clicks
go
off
at
of
people,
it. Right?
And then they get the clicks, so then they continue to say it. It's a
Chicago
vicious cycle.
It's a very easy
and
target.
It's impossible for us to stop because we just come at people with the receipts.
And I'm a hypocrite, by the way, because nobody can tell anyone in this world how to football, how to internet, how to do anything. If Mike Martz is going to bother you, I can't tell you to have him not bother you. Like that's the way it is.
I know.
If Bart Scott's going to bother you, then be bothered by Bart Scott and scream at Bart Scott or go on Twitter and want to kill everybody. Live your life, do your thing.
Feed the content beast.
what I'm saying to myself is I don't like Martz. You could say whatever you want, and for the record, we still do not know, if we're being honest with ourselves, if Justin Fields is or he isn't. I like to think that he is. I think we are seeing. We had a great second half yesterday or last Sunday. Thank you very much. But this is still a work in progress. There's no, come on. I think we can be. I think it's okay to just say that. Like the dude was 8 for 17. You know, this is not like he's not putting up Patrick Mahomes numbers quite yet.
And also, again, like the extenuating circumstances of the fact that the field is a Picasso painting, and like it's just like where they're in a swimming pool.
Of course.
It was more like a Dali. The melting clocks.
The melting clocks. Was that? Yeah, you're right. That's what I meant. I didn't mean Picasso. I'm not an art history person, but. No, I mean, I don't know.
It's a race to be right.
Yeah.
That's what social media has become, especially Twitter. It's everyone has to be not just a fan, but the smartest fan. And it's silly to me because I'll never, pride myself as the smartest fan. I'm a meatball, and I will be all day long, and I'm fine with being wrong. And I think some fans need to, grasp that concept of it's okay to be wrong, and for analysts too, it's okay to be wrong, but that's kind of not the world we live in anymore.
I do think we're gonna know though, like Fields is being set up for success in this offense. Whether or not he has the weapons to match, and maximize his this year is another question, but like I think we're going to know what they have in Fields by the end of this season, just given the offensive system that Getsy has him in.
We are going to have a lot of data by the end of this season. There's no doubt about it. And if we want to get excited about what we're going to know by the end of the season, I think the offensive line is coming together nicely. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be more protected, I think, than was at least the concern 3 months ago. Let's say that. Now, we got to get some weapons going on here.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Course.
Yeah. So, which Corey Wooten's going to join us in 1 minute, but just I want to shout out our friends at Gametime Tickets, because we're talking about the fans and everybody paying for anything. The only time you get a chance to actually pay less for anything nowadays is if you wait and go to a phenomenal Gametime ticket experience, the hottest new ticketing site that makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets, sports, concerts, shows, everything. Go up to Lambeau, wait till the last minute, tailgate, get yourself in. I could pull up. I'd like to pull up the app at some point here as I'm capable, and just give you the price right now and what it would cost to get into Lambeau. Or if you want to go to Wrigley tomorrow, probably costs $1 to get in, maybe $6 with the fees to see the Cubs and the Rockies, which, by the way, is a huge-ass game. Cubs, stop winning games. It's really bothering me. You get the draft pick. $81 right there. Click on that for me. $81 to get in. $82 for a standing room only, which, by the way, get your standing room. Just walk around, find a seat, live the dream. I love that. You don't like that one, Carmi V? You don't?
No, I do.
Okay.
I do.
I just saw a little look from you.
No, get in. How you can get in.
Yeah, if you love CHGO, you are going to love Gametime. It's the best way to support us. Buying your tickets right through the link in the description. So you if you love us and want to support, get your tickets through Gametime. And that's the one thing that I swear to God that is out there just for the fans, where you all can price your tickets wherever you want, but we will set what the actual market is. So and we'll find the fair price. So I love the secondary market. It makes me happy. Join over 15 million people who've downloaded the Gametime app. Score the best seats to all your favorite events. All right, let's bring in former Bear, former Wildcat, crushing Kyle Shanahan, going viral. What's up, Corey Wooten? Good to see you.
Man, there's a lot of disgruntled 49ers fans, I tell you, man. Oh, the DMs and the tweets back. Hey, I love it, man. Y'all can just take that out because I predicted it, man. They just mad. They just mad. That's all.
Woot was sitting in this seat on Monday, and he just straight was like, "Yeah, I don't like Kyle Shanahan. I don't like him. I don't like him at all." And it's personal.
I don't. I feel like, hey, guys. I feel like I'm not the only one that thinks this. The way he carries himself a lot of times, it's just he carries himself in a different manner, kind of arrogant, crosses the line at times, and
it's
I feel
the
like
flat brim hat, isn't it? It's the flat brim. It's the flat brim.
It might be. It might be that. Yeah, and I just get the vibe that he thought he was going to come in and win the game. And the thing is, you're this offensive guru. You have to make adjustments at halftime. You know, you're better than that. The same thing that happened in the Falcons game. Just like I said, Mark. You know. He failed to keep the running game going, right? He tried to get too cute.
I mean, you went for the jugular with that one. Hey, dude, you blew the damn Super Bowl. The worst blowing of a Super Bowl in blowing Super Bowl history. I mean, really.
Exactly.
I
think he's a talented play caller. I just think he tries to get too cute at times, you know. And it is what it is, right? And we're on to this chapter. Now we got the Packers, right?
Yeah, well, how are you looking at this game, Corey? What are you thinking about Sunday night?
You know, this is a tough one. Just the way that the Bears play the Packers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers just had their number. Before the season even started, I predicted this as a loss. You know, I think this is a tough one. And everyone says, well, you know, on Sunday, you know, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers look terrible. The same thing happened last year when they played the Saints. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 interceptions last year. They looked horrible. And after the game, he said, guys, it's just one game. And then he comes back the next week and throws 4 touchdowns. So I just think when it comes down to the Bears and Packers, he's had their number as of late. And regardless of the weapons, not having Devontae Adams, I still have to give the favor to him just because of what he's able to do, and he's a special player.
He said it yesterday, where he was asked, you know, what this means, this rivalry means to him. Does he take any pride in it? And he's like, well, you know, the last 8 years or 8 times that we've played, I've had them, and that means something to me. Or they're now 8 ahead. That's what it was, 8 ahead in the all-time list. And when he got to the Packers, the Bears were winning the all-time series. So now, like, he takes a lot of pride in this. But I would you've played in these games. What is is there what's the bulletin board material? I want to know what you guys have plastered up in that locker room. We also heard Getsy, he said he wouldn't say what it was, but McCarthy had something up in the Packers locker room ahead of this week. Every time the two teams played. So tell me some of the stuff. I want to know some of the juicy stuff that was put on those bulletin boards.
I mean, I feel like when I played, our defense was so good. So I feel like Rodgers really wasn't disrespecting the team like that. Okay. And I feel like he had a lot of respect for Urlacher, Briggs, Julius Peppers, our defense as a whole. I feel like as time went on, the past couple of years, he's gotten very disrespectful with the Bears, saying, I own you, discount, double check. Right. I feel like there wasn't that much bulletin board material. It was more just like, hey, we want to go against arguably one of the best quarterbacks ever played the game, and we want to be able to beat him and contain him. And you know, it was hard every year because it doesn't matter how the first half starts. If he's doing terrible, even the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, he'll make a push, he'll come back, and that's what makes him so great is in between the ears. I think his mental capacity and the toughness up there is what separates him because it doesn't matter what happens before that.
Yeah, I'm glad that Bojack said on, an interview that he took exception to Aaron Rodgers saying, we own you or I own you. That's the kind of mentality I want this team to have going into this game. But we were talking to Adam Hogue earlier, and he mentioned Luke Getsy and his familiarity with what Green Bay is trying to do and having a game plan to attack that defense. I was wondering, in your opinion, and having played in the league where you've had coaches come over from other, division rivals and things of that nature, where do you put the advantage with Luke Getsy and the Packers, their familiarity with Luke or Luke's familiarity with them? And considering the fact, in my opinion, that the Bears didn't really get into their offense last week in that monsoon, so I still feel like there's an element of surprise there. Taking all that into consideration, where's your headspace at with that?
Well, I think it's definitely an advantage there. The one good thing, like you said, we didn't really get the complete offense, this past week in the 49ers game. But what I'm looking forward to is Getsy starting this game out with Justin Fields on the move, right? Some of those design zone reads, some of the boots, the nakeds, allowing him to be one-on-one with a defensive end. And take a page from Aaron Rodgers' book. The thing is, the left defensive end, if I'm the Bears, I'm letting that left defensive end take an inside move, and I'm having Justin Fields eye that, hit the corner, and have the option to run or pass, because that's what Aaron Rodgers has done for years. And I've talked about this. I said the thing you do to contain Aaron Rodgers playing him is you keep him inside the pocket, because he doesn't like to be inside the pocket. He can complete passes and he can be successful in the pocket, but what he likes to do is get outside the pocket. And some of those scramble drills, like what Justin Fields did on the one to Pettis, that's classic Green Bay. That's what they work all the time. So, if we can do some of that more and allow Justin Fields to get on the move, that's when he gets confident, and then it opens up the running game. Because you see, just allowing him to be on the move, what it did in that second half in the monsoon of a game, it really opened up the offense. And it wasn't perfect and the numbers didn't woo or wow you, but we were able to have 3 consecutive drives where we scored 2 of them passing. So I think Getsy's going to come out this week with Justin Fields on the move.
Any questions for Corey? Put them in the chat. We'll hit him up here as we have Woot with us for a little while longer. Do guys like playing Sunday night? Is it like, oh, I can't wait to play Sunday night, or is that oh man, we got to wait all day to play?
No, everybody's looking for the Sunday night game. It's when you introduce your school name, and I say Corey Wooten, Northwestern University, baby. When you say your school name, the whole bit. So everybody's watching. The Sunday night games, the Monday night games, Thursday night. Everybody's looking forward to that. But I think Sunday night is just a different element, man. People are hyped up for that, and especially Bears-Packers. I mean, one of the greatest rivalries in football. So I'm excited to see, because this is the best I've felt about a Bears team going into this game in a while. Just because you look at Aaron Rodgers without his weapons, it's gonna come down to the Bears stopping the run for sure.
Can you flip the switch right now and just give us the look that you would give the camera when you were saying Corey Wooten, Northwestern, that you wanted out there? Can you do that?
Corey Wooten, Northwestern University.
Yes.
You had to have a little bass in your voice for it.
Love that.
Braggs,
Exactly.
go ahead.
You got to put a little extra on there, right?
No. Mark Carman.
I'm sorry.
Are we all doing
We're
this?
all doing this. Yes. Come on.
Me?
Yeah. Yes.
Carmen Vitale, Arizona State University. Or no, I should say Balso Hardy University. Go T-Suggs.
Party University. That's what it is, man.
But then I was Northwestern grad school, so I don't even know which one I'd say.
Greg Braggs Jr., straight out of Crown Point High School.
Yes.
Hey.
Joey, you're up. Let's go.
Joey Spathis, hook 'em.
Oh. All
right. Let's
I
go YouTube.
I went straight to the pros from high school. Sorry, guys.
Let's what okay, renewable and rechargeable review. Woot, how do you like Chef Dom and the crew versus the Green Bay offensive tackles? Or there we where are we going with that one? Thank you for the question there, renewable.
Yeah, so I like this matchup. I think Robert Quinn, he's always struggled against Trent Williams, right? Trent Williams from the 49ers, he's one of the best in the business. David Bakhtiari is supposedly supposed to be back this week, their left tackle for Green Bay. But I think this is a matchup that Quinn can win. Trent Williams is out of this world strong. I played against him, one of the strongest, quickest, most athletic guys out there. But I think Bakhtiari, that's a way better matchup for Robert Quinn. And then I look for Dominique Robinson, going up this week, huge. I mean, in a better playing surface, I know it's supposed to be a little bit of rain, but it can't get worse than what we saw last weekend. And then Al-Qadim Muhammad, Travis Gibson as well. So I'm looking for them to really attack that right tackle and that left side of the defense. So I'm looking for them, especially on Aaron Rodgers' left side. We have to keep contained there. And everyone thinks, hey, you're going to rush and try to win the pass on that left side. No, I got 2 sacks in the game against Aaron Rodgers in 2012 just by setting the edge on that left side. I was the left defensive end. And our coach, Rob Marinelli, said, if you set the edge and we have pressure up front, you will have 2 sacks in this game, right? And that's exactly what I did. And then the one play in the second half, we had Rodgers contained all in the first half. We're doing well. And the second half, I tried to make an inside move. And what did he do? He hit the corner on us, and he completed for Randall Cobb for about a 50-yard play. And our coach chewed me out. He took me out, and he said, see, you try to get greedy there. So that's what happens, right? You're doing a good job, and then all of a sudden you think, I can rush inside. Nope, he gets outside, and that play changed the game, and they ended up beating us in that game. So the thing is, the left end, you really have to set that edge there.
Do you think that, the Packers are now – do you think Dominic Robinson kind of came out as a surprise to the 49ers? Like, I don't think any of them were really preparing for him, and he made his presence known right away. But do you think that now the Packers kind of got wise that, like, this outside edge rotation is a little bit deeper than we might have thought?
They know who 91 is.
Yeah.
I definitely think for sure. And that move that Baldy broke down, I mean, it was incredible. I mean, he 1-2, double swipe the hands off, and then the one-hand grab to pull down Trey Lance. And Trey Lance is a big quarterback. He's a strong guy. That was pretty impressive right there. So Ryan Poles, hats off to him, man. He's done a great job with getting these later round draft picks, and they're playing and they're proving themselves to be an important part of this team.
You go ahead, Bryce.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, as far as going back to Justin Fields, obviously all eyes are on this guy this year for his development. And the thing that I noticed, it just was highlighted on the interception to Darnell Mooney where he forced it in. Cole Kmet's wide open in the flat. And I just feel like where is the balance for Justin Fields to just take the easy throw and try to get the little yardage to make the easy third and manageable, as opposed to, trying to always hit the big play. It worked out for the Dante Pettis play where he rolls out and makes a spectacular play, but then it bites him on the Darnell Mooney interception. How does he find that balance?
I think it was surprising to see that throw, just how he looked in the preseason camp, and then in that, especially in that last preseason game, seemed very comfortable out there. The 49ers, hats off to them in the first half. They were getting after him. I mean, it is tough for a lot of quarterbacks to throw with pressure in their face. He's a young guy. He's trying to get things figured out. He's got leaps and bounds better from last year, but yeah, it was just an errant throw from him. He kind of looked down the receiver and looked at the throw. Cole Kmet was open at the time. So I definitely think that's one of those learning moments where, hey, it was a bad play in the game. We end up winning the game, and there's a lot to learn from that. And I think he's going to go through the progressions and be able to use his feet more, because you saw early in the first half, like I said, he's not that comfortable yet just strictly dropping back in the pocket. He likes to get on the move a little bit. And I think Luke Getsy is going to game plan for that. And just like I said, Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest to ever do it, he feels more comfortable outside the pocket too. So every quarterback kind of has their moments where they get comfortable. Look at Patrick Mahomes, how he is as well. He likes to get on the move a little bit. So do the things that he does well and game plan for that. And I think this week, I'm hoping that we don't see that same type of throw. He goes towards progressions, uses his feet a little bit more, and hits that open receiver.
Did you hate the Packers more than the Vikings and the Lions or anybody else?
Oh, 100. I mean, all those other teams are on a division, but it's different. With the Packers, it's like I said, it's one of the greatest rivalries in football, and especially when you're going against Aaron Rodgers. It's that guy that everyone says, like, who would you rather play? Who keeps you up at night more, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? If you poll people in the league, they say Aaron Rodgers 100%. Because there's so much that he can do on the move. And as a defense, you want to try to beat the best, what you think is the best quarterback in the league. So every week you're like, okay, we got a game plan for him. We got to get to him. And then time and time again, no matter what's going on in the first half, how much you're containing him, he always finds a way to get it done. And hats off to him, man.
Yeah, I don't want to record this on Corey, but I got to record this. You got him once, right? One time, am I right?
I got him a few times. Yeah, I got him, I believe, 3 times.
No. I'm talking Bears over Packers. You got
Bears over Packers. I know. So yeah, I know we got him once the time he broke his collarbone.
So,
yeah,
I have the numbers.
We got him once my rookie year in 2010. I think we got him twice.
I have the all-time numbers right now and the streak that the Packers are on. So the Packers now lead the all-time series. Aaron Rodgers was right this week by 8, 102-94 with 6 ties. Fun.
Do you have the stats from 2010 to 2013? That's what I was for the Bears.
Yeah. No, I'm going through it.
I think it was 2 we beat.
And the Packers have won the last 6 though.
No, we beat him 3. Sorry, we beat him 3 times, I believe.
Ooh.
You got to win. You lost to him. I hate to do this to you, but I'm doing it to you. In 2010, in 2010 they got you twice. Maybe hold on.
We got him once.
You lost to him in the playoffs. My bad.
NFC Championship.
Yeah, NFC Championship game. God, is that we don't need to go down that route.
2011.
Yeah, you got him with Cuddy in week 3 that year to go to 3-0. Awesome start, and then you got him again in 2013. Yeah.
Yep. It's tough. We had them on the ropes in 2013 when that blown coverage by Conti.
Oh my God!
When Randall Cobb had that in there. Yeah, it was tough. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but
No. It's what happened. There's no under the bus, and I doubt he's watching.
That was the toughest 2 back-to-back games I ever went to, Corey. I was in Philly for the week before when we lost 55-12. It was a wedding gift for my friend. And then the next week, I went to the Packers game. That was tough. But it was a hell of a game. As far as Bears versus Packers in Jay Cutler's era, it was the best game I thought he had ever played.
Wait, so your first matchup with the Packers was that Monday night game in 2010?
Exactly, yep.
Which was also Devin Hester's kind of comeback where he had the return, and he hadn't had a return touchdown in a long time, correct?
Exactly. So
you're riding high after that first match. Be like, oh, we got this.
If you wouldn't mind letting me go down memory lane, I did hear you earlier this week talking about your infamous sack of Brett Favre, but you also mentioned Devin Hester breaking the record that night, and then of course as we just said, Devin Hester, the comeback party in 2010 when he housed on the Packers at Soldier Field. Devin Hester is my favorite Bear of all time, and it will never be topped. What was it like to play with him, be on the sidelines, be at training camp, be at practice with that guy?
Man, it was awesome. And my first 2 years before I became a starter, I was a part of special teams. So punt return, kick return. I was a part of a bunch of, I believe, five of his returns, 5 or 6 in my time there. So, I used to play punt return. And the thing is, you could grab somebody, right, as long as you grab them inside the shoulder pads, and you could hold them, keep them on the line. So that was my job in there. And Hester used to love when I'd be out there on punt return. He'd tell Dave Tobe, the special team coach, hey, I want Woot out there, because I would go on their best cover guy, and I would lock them up on punt return. There was a couple times, me and Everson Griffin, right, we're both rookies in that game in Minnesota where I get the sack on Favre. And I'm going against him on special teams. I'm on punt return, he's on punt. And I just held him at the line, and he didn't move an inch. And Everson Griffin is a big guy, he's a strong guy, but when I got them paws on him, he couldn't move. So I always loved blocking for Hester. And for me, I'm a big guy. I don't want to run too much down the field. I can run a little bit, but I don't want to get in a foot race with a fast special teams linebacker. So I'm holding him at the line every time. But it's just unbelievable. He was such a nice guy. And just his different level of gear was unbelievable. When he hit those jets, he always had that vision. And I don't know if you remember that one play, and I think I can't remember if it was 2011, I believe, when him and Johnny Knox were out there. We're playing the Packers, and Devin Hester's out left, and I think he did a fair catch, and everybody's going at him. The ball was going at Johnny Knox. Johnny Knox catches it, takes it to the house. They call us like some kind of holding or block in the back, which was BS. But that was like one of the best plays of all time.
And you go back and watch the tape on that play. They called it back, and they shouldn't have. But Devin Hester was the one that met him at the end zone at the goal line when Johnny scored all the way from the other side of the field.
Yeah, we always used to they always used to get in arguments who was faster. I mean, because both of them could fly, man. Johnny could fly, and Hester, he would say, well, my 40 times better. And Hester would say, nah, well, my game speed's better. And they go back and forth all the
Genius,
time.
my man.
So, yeah, it was great to see them too. And it was unfortunate what happened with him with the injury, because he's such a great guy, such a nice dude. And, that injury was just awful to see with Johnny Knox.
Well, I'll be picking your brain when you're here on Sunday. I'll be like Chris Farley when he interviewed, Paul McCartney, and I'll be like, "Do you remember that one time, Corey? When that'll be me. So prepare yourself."
Well,
yeah, there was a good question that popped up from Renewable something Review.
Yeah, let me pull it up. He said.
Pull it up.
Coaching staff wise, how does this regime compare to past staff so far?
Yep, I think it compares a lot, and I've said this from the beginning, a lot like Lovie Smith. Eberflus has that same mentality, right? Never too high, never too low. A real players coach. You're going to see a disciplined team, and you look on Sunday against the 49ers. The Bears were the most disciplined team on the field that day. Penalties. That's a reflection of your coach, and just the adjustments and being able to come back from halftime. It reminded me when he talks a lot of Lovie Smith, and they're going to be going, against each other in next week. So, yeah, I love the hire. When everyone's saying, we need an offensive-minded coach. And I said, no, we need a defensive-minded coach, similar to Lovie Smith, similar to, Mike Ditka type that's going to have a disciplined team that's going to play great defense. So I really like the hire. The guys are buying into it. And to be able to come back from the way the Bears were getting that tail whooped in the first half, that tells you a lot about your coach and the guys buying into what he's doing and the adjustments by all the position coaches, the coordinators. So hats off to them.
It's interesting, too, because from what I've heard from the staff, like guys on staff and some of the players, too, is you say Eberflus doesn't get too high or too low publicly. So apparently, privately, he is very animated, and he gets these guys really fired up, and he makes these guys want to play for him. He's a total players coach, like you were saying. But I think that went really under the radar, too, about just how disciplined this team was, especially in those conditions. To me, I was like, this is a smart football team, and this is something that I can deal with then. If this team, doesn't end up in the playoffs, I love the Bears being known for aggressive defense, physical defense, being a smart team, and eking out some of these wins that maybe they shouldn't because, I just like them being a really solid team this year. And that's what I'm starting to see, and I really like it.
Exactly. Anytime you're not going to shoot yourself in the foot, I mean, you're going to have a chance. So that's half the battle in this league. Turnovers. Eberflus has always had a top 10 defense in turnovers, and we saw that evident in the game. They were able to win the turnover battle. And then penalties. Those are the ones that kill you as a team. And I said that's a direct reflection of your head coach. And people say what they want about Shanahan, but I think that just tells you the type of mentality. Like, we're better than them. We can just outplay them and this, that, and the other. But they ended up getting shot in the foot by lack of discipline, lack of contain, things of that nature.
Hey, Woo, before you go, I'm watching Vikings-Packers today, just trying to get a feel for everything that went on, right? And Aaron's freaking out. I mean, he's looking around. He ain't finding Devontae. He's sitting there on the sidelines having conversations with his QB coach, and Matt LaFleur's yelling at people. And Aaron threw his first pick in the North since 2019, which is a crazy stat. But he looked like he wanted to kill Randall Cobb because he didn't go up and get the ball. Like, that should not. If Cobb does his job there, it's not an interception. So I don't know. Like, in your mind, does that matter? Can you get up to speed? Because I thought Hogue made a good point earlier too, and a lot of people are making this point, I guess. We're getting Green Bay perhaps at the right time. He does not look happy at all. He's still finding his way. No. And I don't know how much that matters in that locker room right now, but I think it's got to be at least somewhat advantage Bears.
Oh, it definitely does. I think without Davante Adams, that's a big target right there. And this kind of reminds me a lot of when Davante Adams was a young guy before he really became a breakout player, because I don't know if you guys remember this, but his first 2 years Aaron Rodgers said he wasn't going to throw him the ball because he kept dropping the ball. And then you look at the first drive that they had on the first play, he goes deep to Christian Watson, makes a great play on Patrick Peterson. The ball's in his hand, boom, he drops it. So we could be talking about potentially a different game if they blow the top off that one, right? 7-7, the momentum is in Green Bay's favor. Aaron Rodgers has his confidence. Watson has his confidence. So, yeah, I think.
And Watson gets more involved because he didn't go back to Watson for another two quarters.
That was another thing. There was Watson and Romeo Doubs are having conversations on the sidelines that didn't look comfortable. They're getting stopped at the goal line. Last year they got blown out to start the season. They came back and rolled, and that will not feel good. That's the one thing that I do not want to see this Sunday. By the way, if the Bears lose in a tight game, all right, sweet,
right?
Played them tight Sunday night. It's not going to feel great, but okay, that is a confidence building. Just don't get smoked here. Like that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get smoked by any means. I just don't know if they have the weapons receiver wise to really get smoked. Devontae Adams there, we could be talking about a different story. I mean, he picked off right where he left off with Derek Carr. So the thing is for the Bears to win this, right? Like I said, you really have to keep Rodgers contained, right? And then they're going to try to run the ball on the Bears. They're going to look at last week in the first half, how they were able to 49ers were able to run the ball down the Bears' throat, and they're going to try to get that going. And then all of a sudden they're going to have some play actions with Rodgers. They're going to try to take some of those shots, test our young defenders, Brisker and company, Gordon. They're really going to try to test them. So Aaron Rodgers, he's going to go at that matchup all day. So just the front four and the front seven, we're really going to have to dial up that pressure and get in his face early and often to help out these younger guys, because Aaron Rodgers is one of the best in the game at picking on these young defensive backs. So we really have to get pressure on them.
There's a chance of rain Sunday night in Green Bay. If you had to pick, would you prefer it to rain again and let's do this thing, do the slop fest again like last week, or have a nice clean night where we can figure some more things out offensively?
I like a clean night. I think everybody prefers that. Obviously it was fun for them after the game, diving in the water and whatnot. But I think everybody prefers, especially quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, a drier surface, right? You're more likely to fumble, miss snaps, this, that, and the other when it's wet. So hopefully it's not too bad. It's just a little slick, but nothing too bad, because I want to see them open up that passing package a little bit with Justin Fields and get him comfortable, get him on the move. But I'm hoping it won't limit in any of his progress. As I said, everyone thinks that I'm predicting Justin Fields to light it up this year, and I'm not. I'm saying he's going to make it like last game, like Cam Newton early on in his career, throw for 190 yards, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, rushing for 60, 70 yards. But making the smart decisions, like the interception he had last week, he can't do that anymore, right? We can't make those bad decisions. Sometimes when it's tipped, you can't control that, but he's got to avoid those type of situations. So I think if Justin Fields can have those type of games, 190 to 220 yards passing in a non-monsoon type of game, I like that all day.
To be fair to Justin Fields, though, Getsy took responsibility for that interception. He said that was a play that they had run with EQ, I think, who didn't end up on the field, and they hadn't repped it very much, and so the timing was just completely off, and so he actually kind of put it on himself for calling that without EQ in the game.
My favorite thing about that interception, which I hated in the moment and made me super worried that, oh my God, is our quarterback not our quarterback? But afterwards, the way he described it, the detail that Fields was able to give on what went on that play and how he tried to move the defense and how it didn't work and why it didn't work, and obviously he's got to learn from that. Mitchell Trubisky would have never have been able to break down that play in that great of detail and understanding exactly what happened on his best day. And so it just underlines, like, not only does this dude super athletic and super motivated, smart. But this is a guy who's got a high IQ, which you got to have at that position, right?
No, you have to, and talk about, like, so many fans, 49ers, have been talking about that Pettis play, right, where he had the touchdown to Pettis, who said it was a lucky play, and I said, listen. He scrambled, he broke down, he looked at his progressions, right? And he knew the 4th read, Pettis, was on the other side. He turned and looked. He was open. He hit him. So how is that a lucky play? You made it happen with your feet. You're going through the progressions. That's your last read, right? To show that type of poise when Nick Bosa and company are running to try to, knock your block off, to be able to complete it on the other side and make a huge play, momentum swing. That's just what happens when you understand defenses, you understand your reads. So, yeah, on that first one, he'd like to have back. And shout out to Getsy for having his back, right? That was on Justin Fields, But Getsy, that's a great coach right there, right? To have his back and say, I'll take responsibility for that. And I think that's what every great coach should do. When you don't want to put too much pressure on your young quarterback when you're trying to get him confidence. But this week, it starts with his game planning. I think he's going to be excited, ready to go against his old team, Getsy. And he's going to try to prove that, hey, I'm a great coordinator. I can be a great coordinator in this league. I have a mobile quarterback. And, hey, that's the difference maker, because when Justin Fields started moving, that talented 49ers front, they didn't have an answer. They were gassed. We saw them over there sucking wind. They're trying to get on and off the field. They're going hurry up a little bit. That's the different element to Justin Fields. And I said this. When we played mobile quarterbacks, we played Colin Kaepernick, Michael Vick, playing guys like that. I mean, there's sometimes you make a decision where you're like, I can't rush fully because I got to chase this guy. You can't rush the normal way you want to, because it puts that fear in your head, because you're like, hey, if he hits the corner on me, there's no shot I'm catching him.
I really want to know how much Getsy is in on these defensive meetings this week. I want to know what he's breaking down for this Bears defense, being like, okay, Rodgers is going to do this. He's going to do, not only were they coach and player, they were friends. They are friends. Exactly. They're very good friends. I heard Aaron Rodgers talking about it this week, where, he's hanging out with Getsy's 4 kids and the family and all that kind of stuff. That was his dude. So now I'm just I'm wondering how much Getsy is getting in these defensive meetings this week.
Oh, a lot. The back shoulder throws in the red zone, the hard count. Aaron Rodgers is the only dude to go on a 5 count, right? You'll say, Blue 80, Blue 80, said, hut, hut, hut. And you're like, okay, he's going to go on this one, hut. And then he'll get you off sides. And then he has that free play. We all seen that. That's what kind of separates him. That's when he gets his juices going. When he gets you off sides and then he has a free shot down the field. He's thrown a lot of touchdown passes that way. So Bears defensive front, look at the ball this week. Don't listen to his voice, because he will get you off sides. He's one of the best in the game at it. And then that's a free play for them.
Pat McAfee show this week, he talked about his cadence and how, because he uses the green 19, he uses the blue 48, I believe, blue 48 or 58. Yep. But he does that on purpose. And that's also where home field kind of comes into play, and having that advantage too, because that you're going to be able to execute that, because your fans are going to be quiet and you can yell it out, and you're going to he's going to try to do that a lot.
Exactly. That's why Aaron Rodgers at home is one of the toughest to beat, because he uses that crowd noise, right? And then the talented pass rushers, once you go offside once, you're not trying to get that extra jump. Every talented pass rusher, you're trying to get a jump on that snap. Anybody that says they don't, you're crazy. Everyone tries to get that jump. So when he gets you offside once, he's got you the whole game. Then you're thinking, he's gotten people off. When I played in Minnesota, Everson Griffin went offside 3 times on Rodgers. He'll get you. It's one of the worst, and it's the worst feeling when you go offsides and then you give him a free play or you give him 5 yards, and your coach is chewing you out. You got to go back to the sideline, get on the bench now. You're like, oh man.
Hey, Wood, we're gonna let you get out of here. We appreciate the time. We love having you a part of CHGO. Can't wait to see you Sunday. Braggs is gonna. I don't know. It's going to be uncomfortable, but that's cool. Hey.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Well, no. I got one more, and then you can go. Because I don't know if you saw it, and Renewable put it in the chat, too. Patrick Mahomes just made one of the more ridiculous plays that he's made 1,000 times, by the way. Scrambling to his right, 7 guys around him, then somehow, some way, just sideways throw into the end zone, touchdown Chiefs, and it's 10-7 Chargers right now. Corey Wooten gets to have one quarterback in the history of the game to win one football game. Who are you taking?
Ooh, that's a good question. Who was the game against? Can you get that information?
I can't. No. You don't know. You're just picking.
Okay.
Opponent.
I'm saying is it a Super Bowl contender? Defense, top 10, top 5. Can you give me that at least?
Sure.
Ooh, I'm going to have to say Tom Brady, man. I mean,
Better just-
with his track record, you need to win one game. Come on, like if there's anybody
he's
that
the
can give it
GOAT.
to you,
I can't argue with it.
reason.
I can't argue
He's
it.
the GOAT for a reason.
I can't argue, but okay. Best arm talent in the history of the game. Who's your best arm talent?
Aaron Rodgers, man. I know Bears fans are gonna hate me for that, but I think there's not a throw that he can't make, and he can hit the deep ball as well. So I got to say Aaron Rodgers.
That's fair. I mean, I'll go my boomer take on it because I don't think he ever gets enough love. It's because he never won a Super Bowl. But I'm sorry. Dan Marino was sweet as damn hell. It was, and the Bears, by the way, could have had him, and that 85 team would have won 85, 86, 87, and 88 if they had Dan Marino play quarterback instead of. I love
Well,
nine.
some in the '90s too. I mean, they still had a good squad then too. So
Yeah. So, but okay, you're right. Okay, all right, fine, Brady. That's the end of that
Yeah,
conversation. I can't take it.
oh, he hates Brady. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. I don't hate him. I just there it gets a little bit much. Tom Brady could not make the
Bowls?
play that Mahomes just made right there. But he
can beat you in other ways.
I get it.
So one question for you guys, real quick, before I leave.
Yeah.
So Mahomes, right? Did you guys think that when Tyreek Hill went to Miami, right? Did you think that would stop this whole Kansas City offense?
No,
I didn't
we
think
talked
so
about
either.
it a little bit before you got on, but this is where Andy Reid shines. He will figure it out, and now he has all of these different options. Holmes, I feel had to go through Kelsey and Hill before he would look to anyone else. And it just so happened that these guys are freaks, and they can get open no matter who's covering them, what's happening. The play breaks down. He's got enough chemistry with them to make it happen. But now, this is where you start to see the really creative, Andy Reid stuff. And I think it's harder. This is probably, people are going to think this is a hot take, but I think it's harder for defenses to now plan against the Chiefs. Because granted, and I said it too, there's no defending Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill because they can go off script and they just have that magical chemistry that they did. But now you just have to prepare for so much more. And that's this offense is diversified in Kansas City. So when he left, I was like, okay, that's going to hurt a little bit, but they're going to figure it out.
I think for me, I mean, I thought that they would, miss something. Obviously, last week we didn't see that with the 5 touchdowns. But if you watch the Bills-Chiefs game in the playoffs last year and those final 2 minutes and Tyreek Hill making a miraculous play, they are going to miss that. And I think that will give the Bills the edge once we get to that point. Now, will the Chiefs, still be a great team? Sure, but I think that safety valve and the huck it and chuck it when all else fails, Tyreek Hill is going to come down with it if you just throw it into space. They don't have that. That's, not going to be the difference between 12 or 13 wins in the regular season, but in the playoffs when they're playing the Bills, I think it could be.
Yeah, it's the power of coaching, and like you said, with Andy Reid, I think people sleep on him as a play caller. You look what he did with Alex Smith. Alex Smith is tossed away to the side from San Francisco. He can't play. He's a game manager. He's like a 3-time Pro Bowler under Andy Reid. He's one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league, passing yards, etc. You name it, he was doing it, right? And then you look at with the Bills, what they've done with Josh Allen, right? Dable from the Giants, what he was able to do with his progression. Because a lot of people, when Josh Allen first came in the league, they weren't buying into him. Oh, we'll see. I don't believe in him. And he's making a case that he's arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I mean, you look what he did last week. It's impressive there to see Josh Allen, his growth. And that's the thing with coaching. And everyone talks about, that's what I'm hoping Luke Getsy can be to Justin Fields, right? He's learned under a guy like Aaron Rodgers. He's been there for Aaron Rodgers. And like Justin Fields likes to get outside that pocket. So hopefully he can script for success for Justin Fields and have him be one of these young quarterbacks that we're like, hey, he's one of the best in the game. I think he could be there. I don't think it would be this year, but we just need progression. We need growth. And then all of a sudden, once he gets in a groove towards the end of the year, then we can open things up a lot. But I think this year in general, the Bears' identity is going to be a run-first team, getting him on the move, getting him comfortable with options to run and pass the ball.
That's right. We're just looking for growth. Let's have a growthful year, and let's have some fun along the way. Wood, we'll see you Sunday, man. Thanks so much.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Corey.
Corey Wooten. I mean, is there anybody more awesome than Corey Wooten? Seriously.
He's fantastic.
All right, I gotta shout out Kevin Kaduk for one of his tweets today. Our head of content here at CHGO. I shouldn't laugh. I take that laugh away, but he retweeted the Brookfield Zoo today. Win one for Jim, and you guys see this?
It's the bear.
It's so sweet. The Brookfield Zoo. We are deeply saddened to announce the loss of Jim. A 27-year-old male brown bear. Yesterday, September 13th, animal care and veterinary staff made the difficult decision to euthanize the geriatric bear due to his declining health associated with his very advanced age.
Look at how majestic.
We love you, buddy. We love you.
I think Joey's working on getting it up on the screen.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's working. Okay. Staff, they continue on here. Joey will get it up here. Staff have been closely managing his comfort and care, but in recent months, Jim's mobility had declined significantly due to severe arthritis. Do we have it up there? Is it up there? I don't know. There he is. There he is. There's our guy.
So majestic.
Veterinary and animal care staff made careful adjustments to his medications to ensure Jim's comfort. However, I mean, this is like a 28-part tweet.
Yeah.
However, his arthritis had progressed to the point that staff could no longer ensure his comfort. Just shy of his 28th birthday. We love you, buddy. You're awesome, pal. Jim significantly exceeded the median life expectancy for his species. A quote, as an easygoing, gentle giant, Jim was definitely one of our staff's favorites, said Mark Wanner. Always welcome on this show, Mark. You're the man. Jim was very eager to try new food items.
Ooh.
Detailed.
New food items.
I feel like they have to like justify, like they euthanized a bear, so like they have to like justify like why it was all.
They feel bad, but like I'm like I just with that part I'm like, of course the dude will eat anything. What are you kidding? But maybe some bears are picky. I don't know. Try new food and seemed to thoroughly enjoy his enrichment. Additionally, he voluntarily participated in his own health care during husbandry training sessions.
Husbandry? Was he married? Was this bear married?
I don't exactly know what that means.
Does that have some other like zoological meaning that I have no idea? It probably does.
It's been an incredibly difficult
I'm not smart enough to know.
Yeah, incredibly difficult time for those who cared for him, and he will be greatly missed.
So is he like the Bears version of Harambe now? Like, are we like,
yes,
we're getting behind? I mean, like that's a completely different circumstance. I get that, but now like we're doing like the season is for Jim. 27 years
for Jim.
I don't know. Moral of the story is if we needed any extra motivation to do this on Sunday, win it for Jim.
Win it for Jim.
Win it for Jim.
Like
Let's go.
you saw like that bear was majestic as shit. See,
Love
I can
it.
say these things.
That I didn't have on my bingo card. The majestic as shit bear. I mentioned breaking news earlier today.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, and for those hanging out with us, you may know that there is one man in town that is trying to lead the damn charge to keep the Bears in Chicago, baby. I know you all want to go out to Arlington Heights, and you think that the Bears are going to win Super Bowls, and everyone's going to sit there in comfort, and we won't have to be there in the rain. By the way, that was a sweet, sweet rainstorm. It was awesome, and Braggs was there, and you had a great time.
It was a great time.
Came in here smelling like a wet dog. It was freaking awesome. All of that happened. So slight breaking news, at least in my mind. I got an email today. I'm not going to say his name because we haven't even gotten together yet. So I hope this is okay that I'm mentioning this. I'm sure it is. But he writes me, "Hi Mark, I'm a former Arlington Heights resident. St. Viator High School, Northern Illinois." And I'm writing you because I think we may have a common passion to keep the Bears home in Chicago at Soldier Field. And then that's right, Joey. He says, if you are interested in starting a campaign to do this, hells yes, I'm interested in starting a campaign to do this. I'm wondering if you might be open to a phone Zoom call to see if perhaps we could share ideas about how best to get the attention of Bears leadership. We're having this Zoom, baby. This Zoom is happening.
That was incredibly well written. You guys are very much like with the rioting. Like Braggs is saying, if Velus Jones doesn't play, we're rioting.
Riot.
Carm is planning a riot. Like
Right.
weren't doing a lot of
for the record, I'm not
rioting
planning any riots.
before you guys. Yeah,
yet.
Carm, you got to come up with your own riot
No,
card.
I am the one that's supposed to rein everything in. That's
Right,
my
'cause
role.
when it was just-
I'm
Right.
comfortable in that role.
Good
I am
luck.
reining things in.
When it was just Adam and Nick and Will, there wasn't a lot of riots. But now all of a sudden we're
rioting.
we've got a rebellion on our hands.
yes.
He continues on here and the riot. Bears fans deserve to be heard about this issue. And then he continues on. I have an additional passion to save Arlington Racetrack. And I believe many Bears fans feel exactly the same way.
This guy just bets on the ponies.
He
Yeah,
loves
I know,
the
right?
well. Arlington's sweet. Who doesn't love? Come on, Friday at the park, a little Friday afternoon, 3:00 post time, little cocktails on a Friday.
I've never been. To
I
Arlington
went
Park.
there for the first time and saw the
Okay.
empty lot. It was very cool.
All right, forget it.
Like,
So
it
you
was
guys haven't been
big.
to Arlington. I'm not.
I was impressed.
I can't. He's got that going on. I'm not the diehard racetrack person. I haven't been since high school, but I did go in high school. It was fun. Horses are beautiful animals. Hopefully, they're taking great care of those animals.
There we go.
Yeah, let's.
I don't think they give a 12 tweet thread when
Yeah.
When they have to put a horse.
But he finishes up the email. I love the Bears and I love Arlington Racecourse. I want them both to thrive. So bottom line is that I am going to be on. We're having a meeting, and Mayor Lightfoot. I am. This was Bragg's idea. Full credit, and I should have thought of it myself, but that's why the great Greg Braggs came out.
Teamwork.
You are invited over to CHGO. We want to partner with you to help to at least I do. I don't maybe there are others here who are shaking it, but I want to partner with you to try to help see what can be possible here. That's all I'm saying. Like in my mind, the Bears have to own that stadium. But you can make money around the stadium with the whole development. There's got to be something that can be done here to keep the Bears right here in the city. Damn it! I know that they're not negotiating with anyone right now, but I don't believe that either. Back channels are back channels. They're always being used, and let's go.
I think
See,
this is
Mayor
a little different
Lightfoot-
because it's like legal, like really actually legal and illegal. Like you can't, like it's not like NFL tampering where like everyone's doing a backdoor deal at St. Elmo's and Indy during the combine. Like this is like actually like legal things.
Yeah, okay.
And you don't want to have a Brett Favre scandal on your hands.
So then there'll
That's
be a
all I'm
lawsuit, and then they'll settle, and then we can get around what's people having conversations. Come on, that goes on all the time. There's no way to really know what's going on. So I'm just Mayor Lightfoot.
It's a snowball effect. It was just you for a while. Now you have a party of two.
now I got a
with
party
your
of two,
email guy.
and you want the Bears there.
I said I'm not against it. And
I want the Bears to stay in this city.
Thank you.
I do. I mean that's selfish though. Like I live in the city.
so it's building. It started with just you,
Yeah,
and it's building
it-
in just a week. Imagine where we'll be in a month.
Right. Yeah, that's right. It is selfish. And biased and whatever you want to call it. Just like the people who live out in Arlington Heights or the western suburbs who don't want to come into the city.
I will say though, like in order for this to happen, I need some more accessibility things figured
We'll
out.
get
like,
that done for you.
I need the trains to go all the way there. I need like some better.
Take the train from Hyde Park right on in. Takes you right there. You can walk across the 18th Street Bridge. You're good.
No, how am I okay from Hyde Park? But then like, how else are you supposed to get there? Like from everywhere else around the city, like the red line stop is like it's still a walk.
We're
it's
not
still
going to
a
be able
walk.
to fix that. You're going to have a little
No,
bit
the
of a walk.
18th Street Bridge would need to be bigger. Have you ever walked across it after a Bears game? It's like War of the Worlds.
It is.
Okay,
You
fine.
need
Okay,
better
fine.
exits. You need more accessibility in and out of the stadium. I would like you to like make it the blue and
And I
orange
got to be
line.
able to paddle boat with
that
you
comes-
somewhere.
that comes
in this.
into there. I would love that.
I used to walk across the 18th Street Bridge back in the day, but when I would do it, when I was vending the product at Soldier Field, I was doing it very early.
Right,
And I was
right.
I was leaving before. I would
wave.
I would beat it. So I never really experienced that what you
It's
just
not fun.
underlined. So that's fine. Let's expand the bridge. Let's I mean that's a significant bridge, but we can get that done. That can be part of the
We'll
whole
make it work.
project.
Yeah, that's
we
fine. I
can
like
make that
that.
part of the project.
Like I've said, it is possible. I was talking to Jake earlier about it. If you look at the drops they did for the Olympics, when they tried to put in the bid here for Chicago and they didn't win it, they were going to change the whole lakefront for that, and that was only for
Right.
a one-time event.
Right.
So if they were going to do that for a one-time event, they're fully capable of being able to do it for a permanent thing with the Chicago Bears. So I think there's something here. And, Lori Lightfoot, you have someone in your corner. So, accompany him with an idea, maybe get in the Zoom call with his new email friend, Anonymous, and get this done,
Yeah, email production at allchgo.com if you're interested in joining the Riot group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Laz, I appreciate you. Nice effort, Carm, but you're wasting your time. Too much dollars. Bears are losing along with. Are you sure they're losing dollars, Laz? I don't know if they're losing dollars.
They're missing out.
They maybe could be making more. They're not losing dollars right now. But I get how you're saying it. Okay, that's
There are like the Buccaneers, where I worked for the last 6 years. They do not own their stadium, but they do have.
Did they win a
agreements.
Super Bowl, by the way? Just remind me.
They did win the Super
remember
Bowl
if they did
a couple years ago.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I was part of the.
Okay, they didn't own their stadium and they won the Super Bowl.
No, but they don't own their stadium, but they have an agreement where they pay like almost nothing in rent, and then they are responsible for the improvements to the stadium, all that kind of stuff. But in return, then they get a cut of the profit, like all that kind of stuff.
Bears rent is nothing. It's $6 million.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even think it's like that much for the Bucs. I think they literally pay like $1 or something like that.
Listen,
but they're responsible then for the upkeep of the stadium and stuff like that. So there's ways to like finagle those kinds of deals where you can still make money as the team without owning your stadium. But I won't. I know that there's a lot more money to be made if you actually own it.
And T3P, I've seen you all over the chat tonight. Appreciate you. Bears worth $5 billion. That's enough. It's right. They've got a couple dollars.
We live in a capitalistic society, though. I hate to break it to you guys. So $5 billion is great, but they're gonna still try for more.
I got it. And listen, Braggs and I were out there along with Adam in Arlington Heights at Hersey High School, and. They're moving. I get it.
Yeah.
It's this train is going to be a tough one to stop. But the fact of the matter is that I have my first follower, and I know there's more out there. Braggs just wimped out on the show, but that's fine. We'll and Karma, you're fighting too, at least a little bit. You're not fighting against, so that counts.
Joey's on your side, I think.
Joey's on my side.
I'm down for any Riot these days. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
You convinced me for sure. I didn't really care before, but.
Joey's
so
just here for the
passionate
violence.
Yeah.
You're just choosing violence.
No. It's a peaceful riot. It's a peaceful riot.
Peaceful riot.
Robert Friel's
Figurative
you're getting in a dangerous zone here. Down with capitalism, community ownership of the Bears. That ain't gonna be a popular take. But hey,
like the Packers, you mean?
The Packers thing is one of the coolest things in sports, for the record.
Okay, but I also
it is, Brax. It is.
Don't super love everybody's Twitter bio that's like owner of the Packers. Like, come on.
I can't.
You don't want to have shares of the Bears and just give them $400 for nothing?
It's stupid.
It is moronic, but it's adorable in its own little way. I mean, Green Bay, Wisconsin. How the hell do they have a football team? Seriously, like that is just
the tradition there. I mean, and like Lambeau, I'm going to Lambeau this weekend. I'm really excited about it. It'll be my third time there, but like you feel the history there too. Like I will never take that away from the Packers. And I mean, granted, again, I'm a little bit having to be a little more unbiased, but at the same time, like. That is such a cool venue, and it's no matter like what team you root for, I think that everybody should go because it's a really cool experience.
Double X doesn't Ditka own the Packers is genius. That is a solid chat. This has been a ton of fun, team. Yeah. Bears After Dark, CHGO Bears After Dark.
It's already up. Oh, we're already.
We're overdue right now to be. Saying goodbye, even though I know it's going to be an emotional goodbye. Joey's giving a thumbs up that we're good to close.
No, I did not, Jake. I did not give him a thumbs up. I said go to 8:30.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I wasn't closing up just quite yet. I wanted to get final thoughts. Braggs is going to be here Sunday, so Carmi, just outline one more time. How do the Bears beat the Packers on Sunday? Go.
Well. It's going to be one of those things where they're going to have to play smart football. They're going to have to get to Aaron Rodgers, contain him like Corey said. And honestly, like, I think that the Packers are going to be leaning a lot on that two-headed backfield now. Like, they're putting A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones in the backfield together a lot. And that not only can Rodgers lean on that while these receivers come along, but he talked about it this week. That opens up so much more for this offense. So if you can stop the run, if you stay stout up front, I think the Bears have a great defensive line. You stop the run, try as best you can to make them one-dimensional. That's going to lead you in the right direction. And then, you're going to have to do some things on offense. You're just going to have to. And this defense the Packers defense did not have the showing that I think they wanted to, obviously, against the Vikings. So this is going to be hard.
It ain't going to be, there's no day at the beach up in Green Bay on Sunday night.
No.
But I'm smiling going into it. House money, like we said earlier, right? House money. And by the way, CHGO Bears After Dark is house money too. This is just an enjoyable place to be. All right, thanks everybody for chiming in tonight. Philosophy 1990 series question, Carm. Did you go back and review your comments about Pringle? You were saying he was comparing Justin Fields to Patrick Mahomes. He was talking about his composure. That's all. That's a comparison, dog. That was a comparison.
And his leadership, his composure, his leadership.
He said he reminded me of Patrick Mahomes in that way. And that I'm not saying he fully compared every skill set to him, but he did compare him in that way. Yeah. So, okay.
Don't worry, Philosophy. If the negative media gets out of line here, I'll take care of them. As the resident meatball
I just said
here at
slow
CHGO.
All I said was slow the roll on Patrick
The
Mahomes.
evil empire.
The evil empire. I guess I'm part of it. No, the depleted O-line. And you know what? Even if you get the tackles back, like, it's going to take them a little bit. I know they're vets and whatever. So, but like, you would still kind of go after that. And that makes me nervous too. And the fact that the receivers, but like I said, I think the Packers are really going to lean on that run game. And they've got two very big backs who the Bears defensive coordinator, I think he called A.J. Dillon Thickian?
Thickians. Both of them, right?
Both of them. Yeah, I think he called
Aaron
both
Jones
of them Thickians.
Dylan Thickians.
By the way,
he's got a type.
Thickians is a great thing. Khalil Mack is out here doing things for the Chargers tonight, and
I'm not feeling so hot about the over. I know. I'm not feeling so hot about the over.
The under's gonna hit.
Yeah, everybody was loving the over. Never, always fade the public, Carmi. It's the public knows nothing. I'm a part of the public. Somehow Vegas always knows. Sharps are probably in on the under tonight, although I'm not entirely certain.
I don't bet though. So
okay, all right. Bet. Well, but here, I just want to, and I may or may not have already done this, but would you buy a 52 Bears, not like official jersey, but kind of looks right there for $15 just to have it? Of course. It's okay, even though he's gone and dead and gone.
Yeah, but I also I'll get anybody. I know some people are very picky, and then if they get one and they don't work out, then they're even more about the jinx, don't want to buy it. I'll get anybody.
All right, I'm wearing 52 on Sunday. Just so
you can't jinx it if you buy a player's jersey, if you buy everybody's jersey. That's why I'm getting Jaquan Brisker's next.
9-9's your next play?
Oh, yeah. Brisker's next for sure.
All right. I bought a 52 yesterday. I'm looking at it, I'm like, $15? Khalil Mack, this thing looks sweet. I'm going to wear it on set. This is the move. And then we can have a conversation whether or not I should have bought it. So I did buy it. We'll see what the rest of the crew thinks on Sunday. I felt a little bit like, just because it's, there's a reason why it's $15, because the dude's playing for the Chargers, and that's over. All right. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thanks to PointsBet for powering this bad boy. Carmen, you were awesome. Braggs, you were awesome. Corey Wooten, you were awesome. Adam Hogue, hope you're having a great dinner right now. Joey, thanks so much for producing and leading us, brother. We appreciate it. Our next Bears show is Sunday pregame, so be there 6 o'clock Sunday night, rock and roll, leading up to the Bears and Green Bay. Thanks for everything.
Thanks for watching, guys.